stuff. So for me, it was like, oh, cool, you know, you're connecting with people who are a lot older, they're spiritual, but then it's like, what about the younger generation? There has to be people around here that are around my age that are just starting off, because I feel like our generation...
Start for a second.
I feel like our purpose is so much more because we are younger. We are more driven because we have so many years ahead of us to accomplish our purpose.
Yep.
Whereas the older generation, they're comfortable, you know, they don't have that drive.
Yep.
They're just like, oh, awesome, spirituality, personal development, you know, for themselves. Whereas our generation, no, we're like, we want to share this with the world, you know, which to be around those type of people, it just gets you so motivated and so driven, which is so important.
Absolutely. Hey guys, welcome to the Raw Cave Show. Today I have special guest Nicole Saba in the cave. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having
Whatever
me.
we call this is just kind of my lounge room, the office. And so I wanted to invite you onto the show because I love what you do. You're just kicking ass, you're taking names, you're young, you've turned your passion into a business, you do coaching, you do events, and you're just helping so many people. So I wanted to introduce you to everyone out there. I believe your message is inspiring. I think maybe someone out there, hopefully more than just one person, will watch this and get off the couch, get off the chair, and actually start turning their passion start sharing their passion with the world in some way. So thank you for being here again. You've had an amazing health transformation, so maybe let's just start with that. How did you transform yourself?
So when I was a teenager, I was diagnosed with depression, had polycystic ovary syndrome, and I was just really down on life. I felt like I had no drive, and I always felt like there was something wrong with me. So I went to the doctors. They were trying to give me medication, and no matter what I was doing, nothing was working. So I would get rid of the symptoms, but then it wasn't getting rid of the real core issues as to how I was feeling. So it wasn't until later on I fell in love with a guy, and he questioned everything I believed in. So I went on this journey of trying to figure out, what do I believe in? You know, I'm a Christian. I was born a Christian, but I don't go to church. So I went and spoke to priests, spiritual teachers, trying to figure out, what do I believe in? And it wasn't until the relationship had ended and my auntie was like, Nicole, you need to do these courses in a technique called Theta Healing. So I was like, okay, you know, what have I got to lose? I've been putting it off for so long, I might as well give it a shot. So by the end of those 3 days, I did the basic Theta Healing course for the 3 days. And for the first time in my life, I actually felt happy. I actually felt like I had a purpose, and everything just seemed to make sense for me. From there on, I went and did all the other courses. So I did all the practitioner training, and then...
It's my dog. That's my dog, Lucky. Yeah.
And so from there on, I released over 20 kilos. So I was overweight, I was chubby as a kid, and I no longer experienced depression. I no longer have polycystic ovary syndrome. So I went back to my doctor, and she said, I'm happy to say that you're actually cured. So this is something that they said was incurable. And it just goes to show how much is shifting in the awareness of that whole industry, that they're able to see that things are actually able to be healed. So that's where it's led me today. I've gone and done all the training, the practitioner courses in Theta Healing, the teacher training as well. And now I live and breathe it. So I'm running courses, workshops, and doing one-on-ones, and so that's my story.
It's amazing. It's just like, it was incurable and you cured it through your mind, and obviously through exercise and eating right and all that type of stuff. So the holistic approach, you know, it's amazing what we think is impossible to achieve, and we can actually achieve it. We just got to set our mind to it. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, how was the doctor's reaction when you went and he's like looking at the papers going, how did this happen?
Well, yeah, it was a she, and when I gone back, she said to me, she goes, okay, so are you experiencing this, experiencing that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, she looked at me and she's like, you look so completely different. She couldn't believe it. So if you saw me beforehand, when I had the polycystic ovary syndrome,
It's a different person.
Completely different.
Yeah.
I don't look the same at all.
No.
You know, just completely changed. So the look on her face, like she had this big grin, and you know, good. So it was really cool just to see that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And then what happened? So you just like, you had this amazing transformation, and you wanted to started sharing that with people?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did that come about?
So originally,
what did you first do? Yeah.
So I had no intention, you know, to go and teach this and help other people. You know, it wasn't until I really asked myself, what do I enjoy doing? And it was as clear as day. I got this answer. It was like helping people. So as soon as I helped myself and I cleared how I was feeling internally, then I was able to help others. So from there on, I just started attracting people asking me, what are you doing? You know, how can I do it? I want to know more about it. So I started seeing one-on-one clients, you know, and then eventually I went and made that decision to leave my aunt and uncle's business and start my own. So I was very blessed to be able to work with them and learn more about Theta Healing. So then I could go and pursue my passion in creating my own business for myself.
Okay. So Theta Healing.
Yeah.
So I'm still new to it. I've experienced some of the work. It's amazing. Just for everyone out there, like, what is Theta Healing?
So Theta Healing is a meditation training technique. So what it does, it connects you to that divine energy of creation, whatever it is for you. So anybody who believes in something that's higher, it can work for you, whether that be God, whether that be creator, whether that be all that is, Buddha. It doesn't matter what you label it, as long as you have that belief in something that created you. And what you're doing is you're connecting to that energy and you're clearing limiting beliefs and self-sabotage and negative patterns to create what you choose to in your life.
Wow.
So it's the whole mind, body and spirit connection with Theta Healing.
And why does it work so well?
It works so well because I feel like it has that spiritual component. So for me, I knew the whole psychology, mental, physical, I knew all of that, the emotional part. But what for me that was missing was my spiritual connection. And that was the missing link to my journey in what I needed to heal. So I've tried different things, but for Theta Healing, I found that it just works so fast and effectively and so quickly.
And is it similar to NLP?
In the way where, you know, with NLP, you're getting down to the bottom root and then you're changing it. So Theta Healing is like you're getting down to that bottom belief, that bottom program, and then you're creating a different pattern. So it's a combination. It's sort of that same pattern, but you're connecting to that spirit, that higher energy.
Sounds awesome. So you can do this with people, like I know you have one-on-one coaching, and we did an event. We did a health talk for half a day, like 3 or 4 months ago. And it was amazing. Some of the people that came and they had just really enjoyed the day. But it's not too deep. Like it's not too heady. Like it's really relaxing. It's like a meditation, right? You're just going really, really deep, and we're working on beliefs. Yeah. What is it like? Why are beliefs so powerful? Like, what is it about them? Like,
so your beliefs,
what is it?
So they impact you so strongly in your life. They create your behaviors, your patterns, your thinking, the way you feel. And when you're just going through life without, you know, you're trying to, say for example, lose weight, okay, and you're trying so hard, but for some reason you're not able to achieve it, there's something in here that's blocking you, that's stopping you from being able to do that. So Bruce Lipton, a famous cell biologist, says that 95% of our subconscious mind is controlling our reality. So in that subconscious mind, we have all those beliefs, while only 5% of our conscious mind is where we are literally conscious and present in the moment. So in order for us to change that 95% of our subconscious, we need to use that 5% of our conscious mind to recreate a different pattern in our subconscious. So when you're going through those beliefs and you're seeing, and through Theta Healing we use applied kinesiology, which is a way of being able to test the beliefs to see what we have there. We're able to distinguish what negative beliefs are there that are stopping us, and also positive beliefs too. So yeah, with my weight loss, there was just a lot of self-sabotage. When I was overweight, there was a lot of self-hatred, and I really felt hurt, and just a lot of negative stuff that was there. So as much as I wanted to lose the weight, it wasn't until I cleared all those negative feelings and those beliefs that I was able to move forward.
Does everyone have some kind of negative belief, do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think, people, we don't realize, we think, everything's fine, we're so good at conning ourselves into believing that everything's fine, so going deep and just, I guess, deleting the negative, and then you input new beliefs, right?
Yeah.
And this happened in a 15-20 minute exercise where you could check with yourself through kinesiology, through your body's kind of registering system, I guess, that it happens straight away. It's incredible. So who do you work with, and what are some of the results you're finding with people?
So I work with people of all different ages, so teenagers, kids, up to the age 70s. The one thing that they all have in common is that they want to change something in their life. So one of the commonly asked questions I get asked is, what is my life purpose? How do I know what my life purpose is? So a lot of people who are transitioning with their careers, I always come across. So that's one client that I work with. Another type of client I work with is for weight loss, releasing weight. And so we work on the emotional stuff. So when it comes to weight, it's like a protective layer. It blocks you from the outside world. So we work on clearing whatever that blockage is, what's creating that barrier for that person, so they can feel more protected without the weight.
Right.
So that's the second type of client I work with. The third type of client I work with is around relationships. So one of the most pivotal moments in people's lives is when they change and they clear what's going on for them in here around their relationships with their moms, their dads. They get blown away by how much love and connection grows from there on. So before, there was just this huge barrier, this huge blockage with their parents. And as soon as we cleared what was going on in here, all of a sudden, they feel the love from their parents again. And to see that in a person's life is just mind-blowing. There is nothing more gratifying than seeing that for a person. So those are the three types of clients I work with.
Okay, awesome. So did you start, when you got these amazing results, did you start sharing them straight away? Did it take you a while to kind of connect with people? I know now you're just on fire, you're doing events every month, and you've got, it's just cranking for you. So how did you first start sharing your results and start getting clients?
Initially it was so scary. I remember just thinking to myself, how can I tell people what I do? How can I share this with the world, because it's you first think that nobody out there kind of gets it, that kind of understands it when you first come across this journey. But as soon as I just started, getting over that, I was like, Nicole, you just got to do it. You hear this voice inside you that just says you have to share it with people. One of my work colleagues approached me and said, oh look, Women's Health and Fitness magazine are looking for people who have lost weight through psychological methods.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I'll submit my story, we'll see what happens. So I submitted my story, and then I got a message back and said, hey, we'd love to use your story. So
Great.
Then all of a sudden, put my story out there, and then they published my story. I got a really great response, and that was sort of just okay, keep getting it out there,
Confirmation.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I just, through Facebook, through Instagram, just started getting my message out there, telling friends, telling family, and getting the feedback from people, and them asking you about what you do just confirms that what you're doing is right.
So rewarding, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you use meetup.com.
Yeah.
And like Eventbrite and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you share with those, because I know so many people are going to be listening to this who are maybe in the health and wellness industry, maybe they're coaches already, and they're wanting to start, putting events on and start doing this stuff. And you've just gone straight in. How long, you've been doing this, like a year or something? Like not long.
Yeah. No, not long at all. So I started, about a year ago, really just started giving all my energy into Meetup, because I found that, this is like just starting out. It's been around for 10 years, right?
Meetup's huge. Yeah.
It's massive, but it's taken a bit of time for the message to get out there around Meetup.
Not many people know about it in Australia, I find, as well. It's huge in America and stuff, but it's, we're slowly catching on in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. So Meetup, you're able to just find any type of group that has the same interests as you, and you can just go and join them and talk about stuff. So about a year ago, I just thought, all right, I'm going to start really putting my energy into it. And I just ran my first workshop, how to change negative thinking to positive thinking, something really simple that a lot of people struggle with, So I ran my first workshop, bite the bullet, got a great response back. And from there on, I've created like a few Meetup groups. And now at the moment, I've got about over 300 members just in one of my Meetup groups. Another one, I've got about 200. So it just depends on the location. And each month, you run a different topic just to see what people out there want. So it's a bit of test and trial to see what your audience wants.
Yeah.
But I've received such a great response and great feedback, because people out there are like finding like-minded people. They're able to feel more connected and to know that they're not alone, because a lot of these people, they'll look it up online, they'll read books, they'll watch documentaries, but to have that face-to-face interaction and connection is so important these days, that make people feel so connected and so whole. So I think that's one of the real, huge advantages around using Meetup. So if you're someone who has a passion and really wants to bring a community of like-minded people together, definitely get on Meetup.
Great. There you go. That's the invitation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't easy sailing. I'm sure there's been a lot of challenges and lessons that you've learned. What were some of the biggest challenges you found, and how did you overcome them?
So one of my biggest challenges that I came across was really just accepting that I was going on this different path, and my friends were changing and I was changing. So my social groups were changing, and it was sort of like, I remember sitting there thinking, what's going on? Why is this happening? How come they don't want to be friends with me anymore? How come they're saying this? How come they're doing that? And it wasn't until later on that I realized that, Nicole, you've just got to accept it and let it go. That's it. So accepting that you are going in a different direction, you are improving your life. Whoever is meant to be a part of your journey will be there. Absolutely.
Yeah. And those who won't.
Yeah. So when you are going through this whole self-transformation, and, don't question why they're not there. Question, how can I move forward? How can I keep bettering my life? Because those who matter and those who are important and those who are meant to be on your journey will be there. You don't need to do anything. You just keep doing you, and you keep being you. That's all you need to do.
Boom. We're gonna snapshot that and have that as a quote. It's Instagram and Tumblr. That's awesome. So you found that you were changing really fast, and your friends in the past just weren't on the same wavelength or on the same page anymore. Do you still contact them? Are you still friends with them?
Yeah, there's some that I'm still friends with, some that came back into my life, but it's just different, I accept them for who they are. But when you're so busy pursuing your passion, you sort of don't have time, You just have time to keep pursuing your passion. And then some come back and ask you about what you're doing, and they want to know more, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You're just too busy loving life.
And is it worth it? Is it worth it? And the people that you are meeting as a result of following your passion,
absolutely.
has it been a worthwhile journey? Yeah.
Absolutely. like when you look back on how far you've come, you just think to yourself like, I could not see my life any different than this. It's just getting better and better. So all that worry, all that questioning doesn't even matter anymore.
So it's just like, where do you guys want to be in 1 year's time? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So my next question is, for someone finding, this whole thing of like finding your passion, like ditching the 9 to 5, all this stuff. How does someone start to find their passion or find out what they love to do?
Cool.
Yeah.
So the first thing is you need to know that what you're doing right now is being of service to others. So you still have a purpose in what you're doing. So that's the main thing, because a lot of people just question, like, how do I know if I'm living my life purpose, all of that. And it's like, well, no matter what you do, you are being of service to others. You are giving back and you are being connected.
Right.
But the thing is, it's a choice. It's a choice in what you do. So you can choose to do anything you want. The way that you connect to your feeling is really closing your eyes and going into your heart space. Asking yourself, what do I love? What sets my soul on fire? What gives me that burning desire and that passion that makes me come alive? And then all of a sudden you start getting signs, you start getting signals, and you start just getting taken away and getting onto this journey of, hey, this is what makes me feel good. This is what makes me feel that passion. So go within. When you go within and you ask yourself those questions within, that's when you find the answers. So I remember when I asked myself that question, what do I love doing? And I got that answer within me, and it was as clear as day. I love helping people. And that's when everything just started going on.
So how does someone go in? You said like asking a question.
Yeah.
They're powerful. How does someone go in?
So a simple.
How do we do this?
So before I came across spirituality, this is when I was still before all of that, and I literally just asked myself. I remember sitting there. I was in front of the television, and I just asked myself, close my eyes, what do I love doing? And it just came up. It's just that message. Because we're so used to the noise outside, we just think, what message are you talking about that's within? We're so used to all those messages. But as soon as you turn your focus, you just close your eyes and you just ask yourself, what do I love doing? What do I enjoy? And just wait, and you'll get that message.
And if nothing comes,
keep waiting.
Keep asking.
Going.
Keep knocking on that door. Cool.
It's always talking to you.
It's like if your parents thought the first time that you stood up on 2 feet and you started walking, and then you fell over, they're like, oh, he's never gonna walk. They're never gonna walk. If they gave up on you, you wouldn't be walking today. So just keep trying. Just keep trying until you find it. That's the key. And I think sometimes sometimes I'm sure maybe you second guess it sometimes, like, shit, this isn't working, God, this is but it's those like down moments that like a breakthrough happens. So keep going. That's my rant.
Absolutely.
Cool. So go within. So you meditate. Like, what are some of your daily rituals every day? So like share with us like a few of them.
Cool. So one of them, which is at 9 o'clock
Right.
every night. I've got a notification on my phone that says gratitude. So no matter where I am, who I'm with, I'll ask everyone I'm with, what are you grateful for today? Just today.
Yeah.
And then I'll say what I'm grateful for as well. And it just puts things in perspective, and it also changes the conversation, as well. Yeah. Because we're so conditioned to talk about negative stuff.
The past, blah, blah, blah. Totally.
So
yeah, a story about this. It's 9 p.m. every day, right?
Yeah.
So we were at an event here in Manly, and there was 50 people there. It was called Higher Love, an amazing event with some awesome speakers, and it came to question and answers time. Luckily someone wasn't presenting when you said, okay, let's do this. And it came to 9 p.m. and you're like, oh, it's 9 p.m. And I'm like, tell everyone at the event, it's 9 p.m. It's gratitude time. So you did. You asked Rebecca, and you're like, it's 9 p.m. And what happened? Did everyone say what they were grateful for?
At the same time.
Right.
All at the same time. And it was so cool. Really cool.
So if you're in a massive group, everyone just says like what they're grateful. 3, 2, 1, blah. And that was great. It's such a good way to kind of, it's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are some other things you do every day?
Another thing that I do every day, so I do Bikram Yoga. I'm currently doing a challenge at the moment, so I'm doing yoga every day for 30 days, and absolutely mind blown. Like, I'm feeling so much more grounded, so centered, and I just feel like I have so much time and energy. So that's something I've been doing every day, and that's at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I feel like exercise, getting the body moving, especially in the morning, is just so important to me. And you feel so different, like you just feel like you have more energy, and the world is literally your oyster. You have anything is capable,
So exercise in the morning, beautiful.
Another thing I do is I meditate. So after I do yoga, even though yoga is meditation, I'll go back home, I'll just lay there, I'll put crystals. So I'll put crystals on my chakras. So chakras are your energy channels in your body. And then I'll just lay there for about 10 to 15 minutes, listen to some music, and just observe my thoughts. So letting go of the thoughts and just being centered for my day.
Is it just a silent meditation or a guided one?
I'll just listen to music. So I'll put on Pandora, so the new age ambient radio. It's a great one. And just listen to the music there. So they play some really, real meditative music, and just relaxes you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And someone who's on this journey now, who's kind of starting their passion and they're wanting a bit of a boost in the right direction, do you have a few books that you might be able to recommend them?
Yeah, one of my first books that I read was The Game of Life by Florence Scovel Shinn. So it's about this thin. So back then I wasn't a massive book reader, so the fact that it was this thin was awesome.
Nice.
So I smashed that book like in 2 days, and it just like blew my mind.
Okay.
That's one book that I recommend. Another book that I recommend is Conversations with God by Neale Walsch, which is, an amazing book. It really gives you clarity around your thoughts, and how do you know if, about that voice within you? How do you know, is it talking to you? So that book really gives you clarity around those voices and all of that. So that's a really great book to have as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are you writing a book?
Unintentionally, but intentionally, there are moments where I'll just go through this, like burst of energy and just have this information, and I'm just like, okay, writing. And so I feel like one day that my whole journey and what I've experienced is eventually going to be put into a book. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Cool. Definitely write the book. Do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is your vision? Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
If I were to put, like, your vision changes so much when you first start out. Like, you have these massive ideas. It's like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and it's like, there are so many different ways in how you can create your vision, your larger intention. So what I started to realize is like, I just want one intention. How I do it, I'll just leave it up to the universe, that will direct me on my path. So my intention is to teach and to see as many people as I can in how to create self-love and to heal themselves. Because I feel like everybody is just so caught up in that rat race, and they've forgotten about who they are, the truth of who they are. So I really want to see as many people as I can, teach as many people as I can around self-love and healing.
Beautiful. Lovely. I hope you guys can pick up on the passion and the love and the heart, and you seriously do love helping people. And every time I see you just looking like more and more radiant, whatever you're doing, it's working. So if any of you guys out there want some help with Theta Healing, want to get in contact with Nicole, come check out one of her events and connect with her online through social media. Check out the links below. Maybe we'll link the article. There's the article somewhere. Check out her before photo, guys. It's not the same person. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing all that, and I'm sure you'll be back. We'll be doing other cool videos very, very soon.
Absolutely.
So, thank
you
so
for
much.
having me.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, thumbs up, like, share, comment. If you have any other questions, let us know. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
You.
Yay.
That was great. You did so well.
Awesome.
That's just like that's
That was
great.
beautiful.
That was really beautiful.
That was beautiful.
It was deep and like fun, laughs, and you know,
Yeah,
I
that was
just
awesome.
Fucked the questions off.
Yeah.
It was just.
What it was meant to be, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you snap it?
Yeah, I got some snappies.
Wow, cool.
Yay.